I feel like most middle-aged people in this country are pretty unhealthy.
Projections are it will cross 100 million people in 2030. That is the official IDF projection.
I don't think we can blame them because health hasn't been their number one priority based on the conditions and the environment that they grew up in. But did the unhealthy habits develop overnight? And when I put it across like this, the answer seems pretty obvious, right? But at the same time, the other question that you should ask yourself is that if you were to continue to live your life the way you are right now, would you be closer to achieving your goal or would you be further away from it? If you answer that with a no, saying that you're not where you want to be, congratulations. You have achieved the first step, which is being honest with yourself. Being honest with yourself is one of the biggest steps that you can take, especially because of the fact that our minds are the easiest things that can fool us. Nothing from the external world, but our minds can fool us more than you can think. In this video, I want to talk about how I managed to stay fit despite having a very hectic job and also having a lot to study. But by this point, I also feel like working out and exercising has become a part of my lifestyle, has become a part of my self-identity of sorts. And starting from the age of 16 and being really consistent with it all throughout has really helped out a lot. And as of today, no matter how hectic my work is, I always try and manage to squeeze in some sort of exercise or some sort of workout, whether that be it early in the morning or late at night. And even if I've had a very long day at work, and let's just say that I had a bad day, let's say that I had the worst day that I've ever had, even then when I go to the gym and take out all the anger and stress out on the weights, I always do feel way better. In the past 5 years or so, there's never been a time where I've finished a workout or finished a run and felt bad that I did it. I always end up feeling great. And irrespective of how my day turns out to be, there will always be one thing that I can look back at and be like, yeah, I had a good day. But it wasn't always like this, and for most people, it isn't. And a lot of people whom I meet often tell me how even they want to start working out, but at the same time, they can't manage to go to the gym 4 or sometimes even 5 days a week, especially because of their hectic schedule. But you know what? They never end up going to the gym. They end up going to the gym 0 days a week. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, just remember that 1 or even 2 days a week is always way better than going 0 days a week. And again, our mind is the easiest thing that can fool us. Let the work get a little less hectic and then I'll join. Let the exams get over and then I'll work out regularly. But that day might never come. You never know what might happen. What if you end up doing a job which is way more hectic than it is currently? And what if you end up choosing a course which is way more hectic than your regular school and you thought that 12th standard was hard and then you end up choosing CA? After I started working, I also found myself sometimes feeling a bit too tired to work out. But then something switched and I found out something which was revolutionary. I figured out that the tiredness that I feel after a long days of work is mental tiredness and not physical tiredness. Think of it. You have been working for 8 or sometimes even 9 hours a day, and all this while you have just been sitting down or sitting at your desk. And in that sense, when you have been seated all this while, how do you end up so tired? So it is actually mental tiredness, not physical tiredness. I used to get it interchanged and I used to feel mentally tired and I didn't know the difference back then. But even then, one day I went to the gym after a really tiring and a really long day at work, and surprisingly, I had an amazing workout that day. And when I was like doing all the exercises, I'm like, wait, what is happening? I'm supposed to be tired, but where is all this energy coming from? And that is when I realized that it was actually mental tiredness and not physical tiredness. And the reason why you'll end up feeling more energetic after you work out is simply based on the fact that your brain gets oxygenated because of the excess oxygen that you're breathing in and out. And when you exert yourself physically, your body also produces stress-releasing hormones like endorphins and oxytocin, which is a feel-good hormone. So all in all, you'll feel good about yourself. Your brain will get more oxygenated and you'll also release stress and feel less stress in general. And trust me, the hardest part is actually getting to the gym and that friction that you face while getting to the gym. Once you get there, it's going to be really fun and really enjoyable and you're not going to regret going there. So in that sense, if you are a person who likes to do physical activities, whether that be it working out or any sort of physical activity and you face a lot of friction, what you can do is you can try and set up for the event. If you work out in the morning, the night before, you can actually set out your gym clothes and you can either keep it on a chair or a table nearby. And in that sense, you'll face less friction while going to the gym or getting yourself to the gym. It should ideally be close enough where you can just walk and go. So irrespective of what weather it is, whether it is raining, you can just take an umbrella and go. So in that sense, you won't give yourself excuses to not go. And another thing that you can try is that you can start it with a friend, where you can use your friend to keep yourself accountable to the gym. And you can be accounta buddies, where you can use each other to be accountable. And all this will happen only if you choose to work out or choose your physical activity. But for that, you need a strong reason why you're going. I initially joined the gym, and my main objective back then was to look better, because at the time I was pretty insecure based on how I looked. But over time, the reason why I go to the gym has changed. It's changed from wanting to look better to reaching a state where I also feel like going to the gym makes me feel better and makes me or leaves me in a better state of mind. And no matter what your reason is, it doesn't really matter as long as you get yourself to the gym. Staying fit for me is more than just working out, because if you think about it, working out or exercising just forms a very small part of my day, where I work out for an hour and sometimes an hour and a half every day compared to the other 22 and a half hours in my day and night. So in that sense, what you do outside the gym or the time when you're not working out is equally and sometimes even more important than the time you actually spend working out. And that's exactly where things like sleep and things like diet comes into the picture. You are what you eat, and there's a certain level of truth to that saying. If you eat junk all the time, there's a very high chance that you'll end up looking like junk. If you want to work out and lead a healthier life, you need two main ingredients. You need to have a good frame of mind, or you need to be in a good state of mind, and at the same time, you should also have enough energy. Having a healthy diet, in my opinion, solves both of these problems. And believe it or not, our gut health has a direct impact on our mood, where our gut is usually often referred to as the second brain because of the way it makes us feel. And when we are in a good mood, we often tend to make better decisions. We often are also more energetic. So in that case, we should also try and focus on improving our gut health. And the type of food that improves our gut health are minimally processed and sometimes even unprocessed food. Things like meat, nuts, vegetables, fruits, and basically whole foods. A simple test that I do is that something I'm eating, I just ask myself whether that food had to come through a factory or had to incur some sort of manufacturing for me to be able to consume it. Earlier, I used to look at food as numbers and calories, and all that mattered to me was calories in versus calories out, which is basically what the entire fitness community or fitness YouTubers prescribe. And though there is a certain amount of truth to it, where if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. But what we should also take into consideration are the quality of those calories, where 100 grams of sugar is much more unhealthier compared to 100 grams of broccoli or 100 grams of cabbage, which is processed in a different manner in our body and which will also make us feel a different way. So in my case, I eat a diet which is very high in protein and vegetables, and I eat vegetables in almost every meal that I consume. And honestly, vegetables are really tasty if it is cooked well. Do vegetables take a little more time to prepare? Yes. But is it worth it? Yes. And forgive me for the change in lighting. The current in my house is gone, as you can tell. And I'm super motivated and in the flow to make this video. So I don't want to stop right now and shoot the remaining part later and all that. I hope you understand. Behind the scenes of the YouTuber life, which I'm putting in the middle of the video. But yeah, I just wanted to be very transparent. So yeah, welcome to the community. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Okay, so, the current's here. This is the magical. And now since the current is back, I just wanted to talk about a few things. And the main one being how everybody around us is in a completely different situation. Whether that be it a person who is in the same office as us, whether that be it our brother, mother, basically everybody is in a different situation. So what we should try to do is to make the best out of the situation that we are in. Unlike me, you might not have access to the healthiest food options. Let's just say that you're living in a PG and you have to eat whatever is given to you, which was basically the situation that I was in 2 to 3 years back. So when you're in that situation, you can try and eat the healthiest option which is in front of you. In my case, I live close enough to work where I can go bicycle. I have a cycle, and also the weather is really nice in Bangalore where I can afford to go bicycle and not get drenched in sweat by the time I reach to office. So in that sense, the conditions for me might be different compared to how they might be for you. So all I'm trying to say is that it's very situational based, and just try and make the best out of the situation that you're in, and you will be the best judge for it. But at the same time, something that I want to remind you and me is that we should learn to be brutally honest with ourselves. If we are putting on weight and not leading a healthy lifestyle, I try and point out saying that I've gotten fat because I've been eating too much, because that is the truth, right? So in that sense, just try and be brutally honest with yourself, and only then can we get better. And another thing that our mind beautifully does is it will start playing mind games with us, and it will start rationalizing a lot of our decisions. Oh, you didn't work out today? No issues. You can work out tomorrow. You procrastinated on work and ended up being unproductive? No issues. We have time till the deadline. All in all, we can't change the circumstances or the situation that we are in, but what we can change is our outlook or our perspective towards it. Which brings me to the serenity prayer. The serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace.